7-6 is split up into 2 days, so day 1 we'll be talking about percent of change. Some vocabulary terms that you'll need to write down in your notes. The percent of change is a ratio that compares the changes in a quantity to the original amount. So when we figure the percent of change, we take the amount of the change and we divide it by the original. And what's important you remember is that when you are subtracting on the top, that you're doing the new amount, you're doing the new amount and you are subtracting the old amount from it. So remember that it's new minus old. Percent of increase just means that if the percent of change is positive, we have a percent of increase. Percent of decrease is if the percent of change is negative, then we have a percent of decrease. So let's look at a few examples today. Find the percent of change from 60 degrees to 84 degrees, then state whether the percent of change is an increase or a decrease. So in order to find the percent of change, and I'm going to write up here the formula. Percent of change, we take the amount of change over the original. And remember that I said take the new amount and subtract the old amount from it. So the new, if we have a temperature increase from 60 to 84, the new amount is 84. So we would do 84 minus 60, and we divide it by the original amount, or the original temperature. So 84 minus 60 divided by 60. And you can use a calculator for this. So 84 minus 60 is 24, and 24 divided by 60 in a calculator is 0.4. But remember, these are percents, so we need to move our decimal 2 places to the right, and we get a 40%. Because it's positive, we're going to say increase. So when the temperature changes from 60 degrees to 84 degrees, that's a 40% increase. Okay, let's look at another example. Ty had 52 comic books and now he has 61. So find the percent of change, then state whether the percent of change is an increase or a decrease, and round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So again, to find the percent of change, we're going to take the new amount, so now he has 61 books, and we're going to subtract the original or the old amount, which was 52, and we divide it by that original 52. So again, using a calculator, 61 minus 52 is 9, and we're going to divide that by 52. So 9 divided by 52 in the calculator, and if we round, I'm using the about symbol, 0.1730769, and it goes on. Again, we want our answer in a percent, so we need to move the decimal place twice. So right now we're at 17.30769, and we're asked to round to the nearest tenth. So we have a 17.3% increase. Remember, it's an increase again because this number, the percentage, is positive. Or you can think of it as going from 52 comic books to 61 comic books. We are increasing the number of comic books. Basketball team scored 18 points in their game last night and 24 points in their game last week. What is the percent of change, and is it an increase or a decrease? So we want the more recent total first. So that's 18 points in the previous night's game and 24 from last week. So if you think about it, that 18 was the newer score, 24 is the older score, and so we're going to do 18 minus 24 divided by 24. 18 minus 24 is negative 6. Negative 6 divided by 24 is negative 0.25. And we have a decimal, so we need to move it 2 to the right, multiplying by 100 to get it as a percent. So we have a 25% decrease. A negative 25% decrease. In class, you'll work on worksheet 7-6A, and remember that you're always taking the second number and subtracting the first number from it, and you're dividing it by that first number. Please make sure to show your work and use a calculator.